They fire Rob Thompson, which is an interesting firing because Rob Thompson, if you look at the numbers, was the best manager in Philadelphia Phillies history, has one bad month, and they can him. Okay, so this guy became the manager in 2022. The Phillies were 22-29 at that point. They fired Joe Girardi and hired Rob Thompson, who was Girardi's bench coach. Immediately, they win 13 of their next 15 games. They go 65-46, get into the playoffs, go to the World Series that year. He manages 4 seasons after that, makes the playoffs all 4 seasons. Only the second time in Phillies history a manager had taken them to the playoffs 4 straight years. They won back-to-back NL East titles, that's 2025 and 2024. He had the highest winning percentage in Phillies history of any manager in history, but gets fired after going 9-19, having the worst record in baseball, and they're 10.5 games back. As crazy as that sounds, the logic is there. I see it the same way I see the Red Sox, where the Phillies right now are they're under this pressure because their core is kind of running out. So they got Bryce Harper, who's 33, 5 more seasons left under contract. Kyle Schwarber, he's 33, 5 more years under contract. Trey Turner, he's 33, 7 more years under contract. And JT Realmuto, 35, with 3 more years under contract. All towards the end of their prime, all still good players. You don't expect them to get any better at this age. They want to win a World Series. They know it's got to be either this year, next year, maybe the year after, but they don't really have a young core coming up behind them. I mean, it's the oldest team in baseball for sure. I don't have the numbers on that. Truth is, they got to win this year. So they need to make a drastic change, and that's what they do. They fire Rob Thompson, immediately try to hire Alex Cora. This is interesting. In a Buster Only quote, I don't think it's a question on if Alex Cora is going to be the Phillies' next manager. I think it's a question of when. And The Athletic writes that the Phillies basically fired Thompson because Cora got fired.
I think they started having conversations, and then once they started talking to Cora, it was like, well, now we have to fire Thompson because it can't get out that we talked to Cora.
So Dom Dombrowski, who is the president of the Phillies, he sees Cora get fired. He starts talking to Cora. Cora was kind of like a maybe on it. They ended up firing Rob Thompson. They keep the conversations going. Cora eventually comes to the decision not to go to the Phillies and says, I'm going to take some time off. Let's talk later. Phillies fire Rob Thompson anyway, and then they hire Don Mattingly. His son is the GM of the Phillies. So it's the first general manager, father-son duo of all time, which is insane. Don Mattingly is the only manager in MLB history who's managed teams who were at least 9.5 games back 2 years in a row and then got them to finish first place in their division. That's from Jason Stark. So Don Mattingly has a history of turning this shit around. And so far, it's worked out amazing. The Phillies immediately go 3-0, beat the Giants 3 games in 2 days. The 76ers go on a tear. They win 2 in a row against the Celtics. And then the Flyers win 2 in a row. The Sixers are going to the next round. The Flyers are going to the next round. Philly goes 6-0 after Rob Thompson is fired going into Friday. Rob Thompson, what the fuck, man? You were killing the whole city, making all the sports teams bad, apparently. They go 5-1 on the week. Sweep the Giants. Won both games of a doubleheader on walk-offs. First time since 2004 Pirates. That's from Sarah Langs. It's worked before with the Phillies. They did this shit in 2022. Team sucked. Fired their manager. Then the team was amazing. So you know what? They're playing that card again.